The scene unfolds in a grand, opulent banquet hall, its chandeliers casting a warm, golden light over a gathering of society's elite powerful figures from business, politics, and the military. The atmosphere is thick with the hum of conversations, clinking glasses, and carefully measured smiles, a world where influence and status govern every interaction. Amid this crowd stands an older black veteran, a man whose very presence carries the weight of sacrifice and service. His uniform may no longer adorn his body, but the dignity and quiet strength he exudes remain unmistakable. He stands firm, his gaze steady, embodying a lifetime of resilience forged in battles far beyond this polished room. But not everyone recognizes or honors that strength. A woman of notable influence, radiating arrogance and entitlement, addresses him sharply, ordering him to leave. Her tone is dismissive, her command a stark declaration that he is unwelcome in this space, a blatant act of disrespect that cuts through the veneer of civility. Her words echo through the room, causing a brief ripple of discomfort among the guests. Many look away, unwilling to confront the tension directly, others exchange uneasy glances. This moment encapsulates the harsh reality of prejudice and the stubborn presence of arrogance even in the highest echelons of society. Yet, the veteran does not react with anger or retreat. Instead, he stands his ground, embodying a courage that speaks louder than any words. His silent dignity challenges the arrogance before him, refusing to let it diminish his worth. Then, from the shadows of the hall, 6 Navy SEALs, men and women known for their extraordinary discipline, courage, and unbreakable bonds, rise slowly from their seats. Their presence, once unnoticed in the background, becomes a powerful statement of solidarity. The SEALs' silence is deliberate and profound. They do not speak or confront the woman aggressively, instead, their unified standing creates a visible and unspoken force. It is a testament to respect earned through shared sacrifice, honor, and an unyielding code of brotherhood and sisterhood. Their act transforms the energy in the room. The woman's arrogant dismissal is met with the undeniable truth of collective honor and loyalty. The weight of their presence exposes the fragility of her command and the emptiness of her disrespect. The banquet hall falls into stunned silence. The guests, witnessing this powerful display of unity and courage, are forced to confront their own assumptions and the pervasive undercurrents of bias and entitlement that often go unchallenged in such circles. This moment is a profound lesson in the power of respect, how it transcends status, race, and social divisions. It underscores that true authority comes not from position or wealth, but from character, integrity, and the courage to stand for what is right. The veteran's quiet bravery, supported by the unwavering solidarity of the Navy SEALs, redefines power in the room. It shifts the dynamic from one of dominance and exclusion to one of mutual recognition and honor. The woman, once so sure of her place and control, is left to reckon with the consequences of her disrespect. Her arrogance is stripped bare, revealing the weakness that lies beneath. The silence that follows is not just a lack of noise but a powerful acknowledgement, a moment where the values of respect and courage rise above prejudice and entitlement. This story also highlights the importance of allies and community. The SEAL's decision to stand with the veteran amplifies his courage and sends a clear message: disrespect against one is disrespect against all. It is a reminder that individual bravery can be strengthened by collective action. Beyond the immediate scene, this moment resonates as a call for empathy and justice. It challenges societal norms that allow arrogance and exclusion to persist and inspires a commitment to recognize and honor the dignity in every person, regardless of background or circumstance. In a world where power often silences the vulnerable, a moment of courage reveals how courage and solidarity can disrupt that dynamic. It celebrates the strength found in standing up against injustice, especially when done with quiet dignity and backed by unwavering support. Ultimately, this narrative is about more than just a confrontation in a banquet hall. It is about the timeless values of respect, honor, and courage, virtues that, when upheld, can transform individuals, communities, and even entire societies. The Strength of Unity is a poignant and powerful story that unfolds in a high-profile event where a black veteran is humiliated by a woman who tells him to leave, dismissing his presence as if it holds no value. This act of disrespect reflects a deeper societal issue, the marginalization and invisibility often faced by veterans, particularly black veterans, in spaces where their contributions and sacrifices should be honored. Yet, the story doesn't end in humiliation, it evolves into a moving testament to solidarity, dignity, and the transformative power of unity. The woman's action pointing at the veteran and demanding he leave creates an immediate tension, not only between her and the veteran but also within the entire room. Such public humiliation is a stark reminder of how racial and social prejudices continue to permeate even the most prestigious settings. This moment captures the harsh reality many veterans face. Despite their service and sacrifices, they can be overlooked, dismissed, or disrespected based on race or societal bias. What makes this story particularly powerful is the response that follows. One by one, 6 Navy SEALs, elite members of the military known for their courage, discipline, and brotherhood, stand up in unison. Their silent yet resolute gesture speaks volumes. Without a word, they communicate unwavering support for the veteran, standing as a wall of solidarity that counters the woman's disrespect. The silence itself is potent, a dignified protest that commands attention and respect. The SEAL's action transforms the room's atmosphere. The power dynamics shift palpably. The woman's attempted humiliation is met not with confrontation or anger, but with an unyielding show of collective strength. This unity renders her powerless in that moment, highlighting how solidarity can be a formidable force against injustice and prejudice. The veteran, standing with quiet dignity amidst this show of support, embodies resilience and grace. His composure in the face of disrespect speaks to the inner strength that veterans often cultivate through their experiences. Combined with the SEAL's solidarity, it sends a profound message: respect is earned not just through words but through actions and mutual support. Themes and messages. Several important themes emerge from this story. The power of solidarity. The Navy SEALs' unified stand is a testament to the strength found in collective support. It demonstrates how individuals can create change and uphold dignity by standing together against injustice. Respect for veterans. The story underscores the need for society to honor and respect veterans, especially those who have historically faced discrimination. It highlights how respect should transcend racial and social boundaries. Silent protest. The choice of a silent, nonverbal response by the SEALs illustrates the effectiveness of dignified protest. Sometimes, silence can speak louder than words, commanding attention and shifting perspectives. Dignity in adversity. The veteran's quiet dignity models resilience and strength, showing how maintaining composure in the face of disrespect can be a powerful form of resistance. Challenging prejudice. The story confronts racial and social prejudices directly, revealing how solidarity can disrupt and dismantle attempts to marginalize or belittle individuals. Emotional impact. The emotional core of the story lies in the tension between humiliation and empowerment. The veteran's public dismissal evokes feelings of empathy and indignation, stirring the reader's sense of justice. The subsequent solidarity from the SEALs offers a cathartic release, replacing shame with pride and support. The silent stand of the Navy SEALs resonates deeply because it represents brotherhood, loyalty, and courage, qualities revered both within and beyond military culture. Their collective action sends a powerful signal not just to the woman but to everyone present, encouraging a reassessment of values and behaviors. For readers, the story inspires hope and reinforces the idea that individuals are not alone when faced with adversity. It celebrates the human capacity for empathy and support, reminding us all of the impact we can have when we choose to stand with those who are wronged. Broader societal context. The strength of unity speaks to broader issues of race, respect, and social inclusion. It highlights the challenges faced by Black veterans, who often encounter both racial discrimination and a lack of recognition for their service. The story calls for a societal reckoning with these injustices and advocates for a culture of respect and inclusion. The narrative also underscores the importance of allyship, how those with privilege or power, such as the Navy SEALs, can use their influence to support marginalized individuals. This act of solidarity is a model for how communities and institutions can foster environments where respect and dignity are upheld for all. Moreover, the story invites reflection on the ways we respond to injustice in our own lives. It encourages readers to consider how unity and quiet strength can serve as effective tools for challenging prejudice and fostering change. The scene you've described unfolds in the elegant setting of a high society banquet, a place typically defined by social hierarchy, wealth, and perceived status, where every interaction is often governed by unwritten rules of privilege and power. Into this world steps an older Black veteran, a man whose life has been shaped by service, sacrifice, and a deep sense of duty, qualities that command respect far beyond the superficial trappings of social class. Yet, despite his distinguished background, he is met with blatant disrespect by a woman in a suit, whose sense of superiority blinds her to the honor and dignity embodied by the veteran. Her command that he leave the event is both a personal insult and a reflection of societal attitudes that often marginalize those who don't fit into narrow definitions of success or status. The sting of her words, laden with condescension and entitlement, could easily provoke anger or humiliation. However, the veteran's calm and unshaken demeanor transforms the moment from one of potential conflict into a powerful testament of inner strength and dignity. His silence in the face of disrespect speaks volumes, illustrating that true honor does not demand loud confrontation but is shown through composed resilience. The atmosphere in the room shifts palpably when 6 Navy SEALs, elite warriors renowned for their discipline, courage, and brotherhood, rise in silent solidarity behind the veteran. Their collective stance transcends words, sending a clear and unmistakable message that respect is not something to be taken lightly or arbitrarily denied. The Navy SEALs' presence symbolizes a profound unity born from shared experience and mutual respect, reminding everyone present that some bonds and values surpass social pretensions and prejudice. This moment shatters the woman's illusion of superiority, exposing the emptiness of arrogance when faced with genuine honor and collective strength. It also challenges the audience to reconsider how respect is understood and distributed within society, emphasizing that it is earned through character, sacrifice, and mutual support rather than through social rank or wealth. The silent yet powerful act of the Navy SEALs stands as a metaphor for the impact of solidarity in confronting injustice and inequality. Their united front underscores that standing up for what is right often requires more than individual courage, it requires a community willing to back that courage with action and presence. For the veteran, this moment validates his life's sacrifices and reaffirms his place of honor, not just in the military but in the moral fabric of society. The woman's dismissal, once a symbol of exclusion and prejudice, is transformed into an opportunity for collective affirmation of values that transcend superficial distinctions. The scene also speaks to broader themes of intersectionality, how race, age, class, and service intersect to shape experiences of respect and marginalization. It critiques the often invisible barriers that prevent society from recognizing the full humanity and contributions of those who have served, particularly Black veterans. Furthermore, the scene offers a lesson in humility and the dangers of unchecked arrogance. The woman's superiority complex is undone not through confrontation but through the quiet power of respect embodied by the veteran and the Navy SEALs. It highlights the idea that true strength lies in honoring others and recognizing the sacrifices and dignity each person brings, regardless of outward appearances. This moment becomes a compelling call to action for viewers or readers to reflect on their own attitudes and the ways in which they might perpetuate or challenge systems of exclusion. It encourages embracing unity and respect as foundational principles that strengthen communities and heal divisions. Ultimately, the scene is a celebration of respect earned through service and solidarity, a reminder that true power comes not from social status or arrogance but from the integrity of character and the bonds forged through shared values and experiences. It is a poignant illustration of how moments of injustice can be transformed into powerful statements of unity and dignity, inspiring all who witness them to uphold the ideals of respect and equality in their own lives and spheres of influence. The power of quiet resistance unfolds at an elite banquet, a gathering that epitomizes exclusivity, status, and societal hierarchy. The atmosphere is polished, formal, and marked by an unspoken code of conduct, where appearances and power dynamics are on full display. Into this setting steps a black veteran, a figure whose presence should command respect but instead becomes a target of arrogance and dismissal. A woman in a suit, likely a symbol of institutional power and privilege, displays her condescension openly by ordering the veteran to leave. Her tone and attitude convey not just a refusal to recognize his dignity but also an assumption that she wields authority over him, reflecting societal structures that often marginalize those who have served their country, especially when race and class intersect. This moment is charged with tension, capturing a collision between power wielded through arrogance and the quiet strength of lived experience. Yet, the veteran's response defies the woman's expectations. Instead of shrinking away or responding with anger, he stands tall and unfazed, embodying a calm dignity and unshakable self-respect. His silence in the face of dismissal is powerful. It communicates more than words could. This quiet resistance is a form of strength that commands attention, showing that true power often lies not in loud confrontation but in steadfastness and composure. The veteran's posture and presence speak to his history of resilience, sacrifice, and honor, qualities that cannot be diminished by a dismissive command. His refusal to be erased or diminished in this moment challenges the woman's authority and the societal norms she represents. The story's turning point comes with the collective response of 6 Navy SEALs seated nearby, who rise simultaneously to stand beside the veteran. This gesture is laden with meaning. The SEALs, elite warriors themselves, symbolize unity, respect, and solidarity. Their action transforms the dynamic in the room, shifting the focus from an individual act of dismissal to a collective statement of honor and support. The deafening silence that follows is charged with emotion and significance. It serves as a powerful counterpoint to the woman's earlier arrogance, a moment where respect and camaraderie overpower prejudice and dismissal. This silence speaks volumes, filling the room with an unspoken but palpable message: the veteran is not alone, his service and sacrifice are recognized, and the woman's attempt to belittle him has failed. This moment forces the woman and anyone witnessing to confront the limits of her power and the resilience of those she sought to undermine. The silence exposes the hollowness of her arrogance and the strength of the veteran's dignity and the support he commands. It reveals that true authority does not rest in titles or social status but in the bonds of respect, loyalty, and shared experience. The woman's words, intended to command and control, are rendered powerless against the collective strength of the veteran and the SEALs. This reversal highlights the theme of unity as a source of strength, showing that solidarity among individuals who share a common bond can dismantle the walls erected by arrogance and exclusion. The power of quiet resistance speaks to broader societal issues around respect, recognition, and the dynamics of power and privilege. The veteran's experience reflects the often unseen struggles of those who have served, particularly Black veterans who may face both institutional disregard and racial prejudice. The story honors their resilience and asserts their rightful place in spaces from which they might be excluded. It challenges societal hierarchies that prioritize wealth, appearance, or position over character and sacrifice. The veteran's silent strength becomes a symbol of enduring dignity, while the SEAL's support underscores the importance of collective recognition and the power of standing together against injustice. Emotionally, the story resonates deeply because it contrasts two forms of power: the woman's superficial, imposed authority and the veteran's earned, quiet power rooted in experience and integrity. It invites readers to reflect on moments in their own lives where silence, dignity, and unity can speak louder than words. The story elevates the concept of quiet resistance as a formidable and transformative force, one that does not seek confrontation for its own sake but commands respect through presence and principle. In conclusion, The Power of Quiet Resistance is a poignant narrative about resilience, respect, and the strength found in solidarity. It reminds us that true power is not always loud or visible but can be expressed through steadfast dignity and the unbreakable bonds of unity. The veteran's unwavering stance and the Navy SEALs' collective support turn a moment of potential humiliation into a profound lesson in honor and courage, challenging us all to reconsider where real strength lies and how we recognize it in others. Turning the Tables centers on a powerful and emotionally charged moment at a formal banquet, where an older Black veteran is publicly belittled and ordered to leave by a woman whose tone and gestures are dripping with condescension and disrespect. The veteran's presence at the event, perhaps as an honored guest or a participant, becomes the focal point of a tense confrontation fueled by prejudice and arrogance. The woman's dismissive command is meant to shame and humiliate him, intended to assert her dominance and silence him before the gathered crowd. Yet, instead of shrinking away or reacting with anger, the veteran stands tall and unbowed, embodying dignity and resilience forged through years of service and sacrifice. As the woman points at him, signaling him to leave, the atmosphere in the room begins to subtly but profoundly change. 6 Navy SEALs, who had been quietly sitting nearby, suddenly rise in a unified and solemn display of solidarity with the veteran. Their silent but powerful gesture shifts the energy of the room, transforming it from one of tension and disrespect to one of reverence and collective strength. The presence and support of these elite warriors, symbols of courage, discipline, and honor, undermine the woman's attempt to marginalize the veteran. Her authority crumbles as she is confronted not with words but with the unwavering respect shown by these men who recognize the veteran's worth. The silence that follows carries immense weight, more powerful than any speech or confrontation, demonstrating that true respect is earned through service, sacrifice, and unity, not through the superficial assertion of power. The veterans' calm endurance and the SEALs' solidarity serve as a testament to the transformative power of respect and camaraderie, transcending social divides and prejudices. This moment becomes a broader metaphor for how dignity and honor can reclaim space even in environments marred by discrimination and hostility. It also highlights the strength found in allies standing up together against injustice, showing that collective action and silent support can dismantle bigotry and restore balance. Ultimately, Turning the Tables is a narrative of triumph where humility, courage, and unity outshine arrogance and cruelty, reminding us all that respect is not given lightly but must be recognized and upheld through both individual character and communal solidarity. It's a story that inspires reflection on how we honor those who have served and the importance of standing up for one another in the face of disrespect and inequality. In a high-profile event filled with influential people, poised conversations, and the subtle power plays that often accompany such gatherings, a moment of blatant disrespect unfolds. A woman dressed in a formal suit, a symbol of authority, professionalism, and societal status, confronts a black veteran, ordering him to leave the event. Her command is sharp and unapologetic, carrying the weight of assumed power and entitlement. She believes her words will be enough to enforce her will, that her status and position grant her unquestioned authority in this space. This moment encapsulates the arrogance and social hierarchies that too often allow individuals to wield their privilege in ways that marginalize and demean others. The veteran, however, does not react with anger or confrontation. He stands stoically, embodying dignity, resilience, and a lifetime of service and sacrifice that command respect far beyond formalities or social posturing. His presence is a quiet yet powerful testament to honor and strength, a stark contrast to the woman's haughty dismissal. This scene highlights the deep chasm between genuine respect earned through actions and character, and superficial power assumed through status or appearance. What follows is not a verbal confrontation, but a silent revolution, one that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. 6 Navy SEALs, elite members of the military and symbolizing discipline, courage, and loyalty, witness the disrespect. Without hesitation or a word, they stand up in unison. Their actions ripple through the room, creating an atmosphere thick with tension and unspoken messages. The SEALs, each in their uniform, form an imposing and solemn presence, embodying unity, honor, and unwavering support for one of their own. The room, once filled with chatter and movement, falls into a tense silence. This silence is not empty, it is charged with meaning. It speaks of solidarity, of collective strength standing against injustice, and of the unyielding bond forged by shared experience and respect. The Navy SEAL's silent stand is more powerful than any speech or argument could be. It forces everyone present to confront the gravity of the situation and reconsider their perceptions. Their presence reclaims the space, sending a clear message that respect and unity cannot be overridden by arrogance or prejudice. The woman, who had wielded her authority as a weapon, is suddenly isolated. The gaze of the room shifts, and the social power she relied upon crumbles in the face of collective dignity and silent resistance. She stands alone, her command rendered powerless by the unspoken yet unmistakable show of solidarity. This moment underscores the idea that true power lies not in the ability to dominate others but in the capacity to inspire respect, uphold unity, and stand firm in the face of disrespect. The veteran's stoic stance amid this charged atmosphere further amplifies the scene's emotional depth. He represents a generation that has faced countless battles, both on the field and within society, yet remains steadfast and unshaken. His calm presence is a reminder of the strength found in resilience and the importance of maintaining one's dignity even when confronted with blatant injustice. His silence, paired with the SEAL's solidarity, transforms what could have been a moment of humiliation into a powerful affirmation of honor and respect. This scene resonates deeply with themes of social justice and the fight against systemic disrespect and discrimination. It shows how solidarity, especially from those who embody the highest ideals of service and honor, can challenge and dismantle the arrogance rooted in social hierarchies and prejudice. The Navy SEAL's actions demonstrate that sometimes the most profound resistance is not loud or confrontational but quiet, deliberate, and unified. Moreover, this silent revolution calls attention to the importance of allies and community in the face of discrimination. The SEAL's collective stance symbolizes how standing together can protect and uplift those who are unfairly targeted. Their actions remind us that respect is not a privilege to be granted or withheld by individuals but a fundamental right owed to all. It is a testament to the power of unity and the impact of collective moral courage. The room's reaction, filled with a sudden awareness and respect, highlights the potential for moments of confrontation to become opportunities for learning and change. The silent stand of the seals breaks the cycle of disrespect and challenges everyone present to reconsider their own attitudes and behaviors. It becomes a moment of reckoning, not just for the woman who disrespected the veteran but for the entire gathering, emphasizing that respect and unity are the foundations of any truly honorable community. In conclusion, A Silent Revolution is a profound narrative about dignity, respect, and the power of silent solidarity. The woman's attempt to assert dominance is met with a collective, unspoken rebuke from the Navy SEALs, turning a moment of disrespect into a powerful affirmation of unity and honor. This story reminds us that sometimes the strongest resistance is quiet but unwavering, and that respect earned through courage and solidarity will always outshine arrogance and prejudice. It is a celebration of the power of standing together and the enduring strength of those who serve. The Strength of One, the Power of Many is a poignant story set within the sophisticated atmosphere of an elite banquet, a place where status, power, and social hierarchy often dictate behavior and expectations. Into this refined setting enters a black veteran, a figure who commands respect through his service and personal strength, yet who is met with blatant disrespect and humiliation. The narrative immediately confronts the harsh realities of prejudice and arrogance, embodied by a woman who orders the veteran to leave the room. Her dismissive laughter and commanding tone reveal a deep-seated sense of entitlement and superiority, illustrating how social status and racial bias can embolden individuals to exert power unjustly over others. The veteran's presence in this environment is symbolic. He represents not only his personal history and sacrifices but also the dignity and honor that often go unrecognized or are actively undermined in social contexts dominated by prejudice. Despite the woman's derision, the veteran remains unshaken, embodying resilience and quiet strength. This calm response sets the stage for a powerful moment of transformation and collective resistance. The turning point comes with the entrance of 6 Navy SEALs, elite warriors known for their discipline, skill, and unity. Their collective rise is silent but thunderous in meaning. Without uttering a word, they communicate an unwavering message of solidarity and respect for the veteran. Their presence alone becomes a form of resistance, a shield of strength that confronts and counters the woman's arrogance. This display of unity amplifies the veteran's power, showing how individual courage can be bolstered by communal support. The woman's smug expression fades as she recognizes the shift in power dynamics. The room's atmosphere changes dramatically, the silence that follows is heavy with realization and a recalibration of respect and authority. The veteran, supported by the SEALs, stands tall and dignified, no longer isolated or vulnerable. This moment symbolizes the triumph of justice and respect over arrogance and discrimination, highlighting how strength is not only an individual attribute but also a collective force. The Strength of One, the Power of Many explores themes of solidarity, respect, and the importance of standing together against injustice. The veteran's individual strength is undeniable, but it is the collective power of the SEALs that transforms the situation and ensures that respect is upheld. This narrative emphasizes that social change and the defense of dignity often require both personal courage and communal backing. It speaks to the power of allies and the importance of unity in confronting prejudice and inequality. The story also challenges social hierarchies and assumptions about authority. The woman's initial dominance is rooted in her social privilege, but this is quickly dismantled by the combined presence of those who refuse to tolerate injustice. It illustrates that authority derived from arrogance and exclusion is fragile and can be overcome by solidarity and moral conviction. The veteran's composed stance alongside the SEALs redefines authority as something earned through respect, honor, and collective strength rather than entitlement or status. Furthermore, the narrative serves as a broader metaphor for the struggles faced by marginalized individuals who often stand alone against systemic discrimination. The veteran's experience reflects the loneliness and challenges of confronting bias, while the SEAL's support symbolizes the vital role of community and allies in making real change possible. It underscores the idea that while one person's courage is powerful, collective action multiplies that power and creates an environment where dignity and respect cannot be so easily denied. The silent communication between the SEALs and the veteran also highlights the importance of nonverbal solidarity. Their simple act of standing together conveys a profound message that words sometimes cannot capture. This silent show of support resonates deeply, inspiring respect and humility in those who witness it. It reinforces the concept that strength and unity need not be loud or confrontational to be effective. They can manifest as quiet, unwavering presence. In addition, the story confronts the painful reality of racism and exclusion within elite social spaces. The woman's attempt to assert dominance by expelling the veteran reveals how power can be wielded to marginalize and demean. Yet, the ultimate outcome demonstrates hope and progress, showing that such efforts can be resisted and reversed through courage and unity. It offers a vision of social spaces where respect transcends race, status, and arrogance. Ultimately, the strength of one, the power of many is a narrative about resilience, honor, and the transformative power of solidarity. It reminds us that true strength is not just about individual valor but also about the collective commitment to uphold justice and respect. The veteran's unyielding dignity, combined with the SEAL's unwavering support, creates a powerful tableau of resistance and hope. This story challenges us to recognize the value of standing together, to confront injustice with courage, and to understand that in unity, there is unmatched power. At an elegant banquet, where the air is thick with refinement and social rituals, a black veteran finds himself the target of a degrading command when a woman, exuding an unearned sense of superiority, orders him to leave. Her words carry an unmistakable weight of condescension, as if she holds an unquestionable right to decide who belongs in the room and who does not. This moment of public humiliation is not only an affront to the veteran's presence but a stark reminder of the many invisible battles fought by those who have served their country yet still face discrimination and disrespect in civilian life. The woman's arrogance, fueled perhaps by ignorance and privilege, momentarily silences the room with its brazenness, revealing the uncomfortable truth about lingering social hierarchies and prejudices. However, what she does not anticipate is the quiet but formidable response that arises from an unexpected Quarter-6 Navy SEAL seated nearby, who have been silently observing the exchange. These warriors, whose courage and discipline have been honed through unimaginable trials and sacrifices, rise in unison. Their collective stand is more than a gesture, it is a powerful declaration of solidarity and an unyielding affirmation of the veteran's dignity. The room holds its breath as the weight of their silent support reverberates through the space, speaking volumes without a single word uttered. In this charged moment, the woman's condescending demeanor falters and is replaced by visible shock, as the magnitude of what she has done and the unspoken but unmistakable condemnation of it settles over her. The Navy SEAL's act of standing together is a profound example of courage rooted not in confrontation but in unity and respect. It underscores the idea that true strength lies not only in individual heroism but also in the collective power of people standing for what is right. Their presence transforms the atmosphere, shifting the banquet from a place of exclusion to one where dignity is restored and honored. This narrative shines a light on the importance of allyship, how those who witness injustice have the responsibility to act, even if silently, to protect the rights and respect owed to others. The courage displayed by the SEALs serves as a reminder that respect and honor are not privileges reserved for a select few but are fundamental rights that transcend race, background, or status. Moreover, the scene challenges societal norms that permit or ignore acts of disrespect, especially toward veterans who have sacrificed so much. It calls for recognition of the humanity and worth of every individual, no matter how they are perceived or treated by others. The silent stand taken by these 6 men is a powerful rebuke to the woman's prejudice, illustrating that unity and courage can dismantle arrogance and restore justice in even the most socially charged environments. The veteran's dignity, momentarily threatened, is reaffirmed not just by his own presence but by the unwavering support of his comrades. This story resonates deeply because it encapsulates how small acts of courage, especially when amplified by solidarity, can shift the balance in situations fraught with inequality and disrespect. It encourages reflection on how each person can contribute to creating spaces where everyone is valued and honored. Ultimately, the narrative is a testament to the power of respect, courage, and unity in the face of injustice. It affirms that no one deserves to be treated as less than human and that sometimes the quietest acts like standing together can speak louder than words. In doing so, it inspires a vision of a society where dignity is not conditional but universal, upheld by those willing to defend it, not through aggression, but through the strength of their presence and conviction. This moment at the banquet becomes a powerful symbol of how respect can be reclaimed and injustice challenged, reminding us all that standing up for others, especially the marginalized, is both a duty and an honor. The Silent Victory is a powerful narrative that explores themes of dignity, solidarity, and the true essence of respect in the face of arrogance and prejudice. The story takes place in a formal, high-stakes setting, a room filled with powerful individuals, likely politicians, executives, or influential figures, where status and authority are typically dictated by titles, wealth, or influence. Into this space stands a black veteran, a man whose presence alone commands quiet strength, forged through years of service, sacrifice, and lived experience. Yet despite this, he is met not with welcome, but with disdain. A woman, likely someone accustomed to controlling the room, directs him to leave, her words sharp and dripping with condescension. Her tone and demeanor reveal a deeper prejudice, not just a dismissal of the veteran's physical presence, but a deeper rejection of his worth, rooted perhaps in race, class, or status. In her eyes, he doesn't belong. Her arrogance reflects a common societal failure, the tendency to judge someone's value based on surface-level markers, while ignoring the quiet heroism that often goes unseen. The room holds its breath, tension fills the air, as all eyes turn to the veteran. But he does not respond with anger or defensiveness. He does not shrink back or lash out. Instead, he remains still, grounded in a quiet dignity that speaks louder than words ever could. His silence is not weakness, it is power. It is self-control, experience, and the deep understanding that true respect is not something begged for, it is earned, often long before a moment like this. And in that silence, something extraordinary happens. 6 Navy SEALs, elite warriors known not just for their physical skill but their discipline, loyalty, and unshakable code of honor, rise together in perfect synchrony. Without saying a word, they take their place beside the veteran, their bodies aligned with his, their message unmistakable: he does not stand alone. The silence that follows is thunderous. No words are needed. Their act of unity, a physical, visual declaration of respect, shifts the energy in the room completely. In a single moment, the balance of power tilts away from the woman and those who quietly shared her contempt, and toward the veteran, now flanked by a brotherhood that transcends rank, color, or circumstance. These SEALs, revered even in rooms of power, use their status not to elevate themselves but to uplift another, to defend the dignity of someone who truly deserves it. Their action challenges the room to reconsider its values. It exposes the hollowness of status without integrity, of influence without honor. The woman who once held the floor is left speechless, her confidence cracked by the raw truth standing before her, that no amount of authority or pride can stand against genuine respect, especially when it's backed by those who know what real service, sacrifice, and loyalty look like. This moment so simple, so quiet is the heart of the story. It's not a battle fought with shouting or confrontation. It is a moral victory, a silent triumph that speaks to something deeper in all of us, the longing for justice, for recognition, for the right to be seen and valued for who we are and what we've given, not how we appear. The veteran doesn't win by overpowering anyone. He wins by simply being who he is: steadfast, dignified, unshakable. And the SEAL's act of solidarity shows that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it stands silently, shoulder to shoulder with those who've earned it. The silent victory holds a mirror to our world, reminding us of how easily society can overlook or dismiss those who don't fit traditional molds of power and success. It challenges us to see beyond surface judgments and consider the character, history, and quiet strength behind every person. In a culture that often rewards the loudest voice or the most polished appearance, this story elevates a different kind of power, the kind rooted in humility, lived experience, and the courage to stand one's ground, even when unwelcomed. It also speaks to the importance of allyship, how powerful it is when those with status and privilege use their platform to stand up for someone who is being disrespected. The SEALs don't just support the veteran, they amplify his presence and force everyone else in the room to confront their bias. They remind us that honor isn't just a word, it's an action. It's showing up, standing beside someone, and letting silence say what words cannot. Ultimately, the silent victory is a testament to the kind of strength that doesn't need to shout to be heard. It reminds us that true power lies not in controlling others or demanding recognition, but in carrying oneself with quiet dignity and earning the respect that can move even the proudest hearts. It's a story that leaves a lasting impression, not just about a single moment in a room full of power, but about the kind of world we should strive to build, one where respect is earned through character, not claimed through arrogance, and where the strength of unseen valor finally receives the honor it deserves.